Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale is back.
He's injured till mid-October, so don't get too excited.
Vintage Steven Gerrard. Aguero!
Right, how are we all doing then, boys? Good weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice, mate.
Brilliant.
Very
Sort of.
What about you, Kev? Good weekend?
Oh, yeah, great.
Well, tell us about it, mate. What's the matter?
I was so positive, weren't I, last week with my predictions?
Yeah.
But, 3-1. I predicted 3-1, but not quite the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, when I saw the lineup and I saw Dan James in it, I wasn't very optimistic. I never have been when he's playing.
I was so surprised you started him. So surprised.
But then I don't know if is there a point of him picking him to try and say, look, this is all I've got in right wing.
Who else plays right wing, Kev?
I don't know.
Greenwood
there, shouldn't you? Yeah.
Greenwood,
yeah, but I think Greenwood needs a break.
It's just the start of the season.
Yeah, but to be fair, we've played one friendly.
Yeah, true.
Everyone else played a cut. I'm not saying no one, it's all back, but I just think. But to be fair, I thought we were atrocious. I think tactically, it was completely wrong by us. I mean, McTominay was playing defensive midfielder on his own, and Pogba was brought back. I don't think they should be playing. I think you need Matic, as much as he's not quick, but he's still, he's defensive midfielder, and he does seem to calm it down.
He's a great ring of the game, and he can pass the ball.
Yeah. And I think, to be fair, Matic showed that when he got dropped before the lockdown, he got dropped, didn't he, for a while, and then he sort of brought him back in, and he's showed that he's got the experience, which I just think yesterday. I think Palace. I think, to be fair, anyone in the league when they play Palace like that would have trouble, because I've just thought they were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Zaha, if he could do that a lot more times, he still would be at Palace. I don't think he's consistent enough like that. I thought him and Townsend.
AU as well. AU up front.
I just thought that. I mean, Lindelof again. Our tactics didn't help, but I think Lindelof. I think our whole back four got. I think was it 5. I think they all got 5 out of 10.
Lindelof was horrendous. That's one of the worst performances I've seen.
I'm not being funny. Any striker in the Premiership will not think, I'm going against Man United. I'm worried about. They don't even bother. They'll just go, let's go at them. And that's clearly what Crystal Palace did.
But was Solskjaer naive? I mean, he knew exactly how Crystal Palace was set up. Surely, and to put Dan James is absolutely useless against a low block. He's a player who needs space to run into.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it. And I know he's young and he's still. But I think by now he should be given a bit more when he does play. Like he should have, if you don't really, he's got the pace. But I think that's sort of everyone. You got the pace, so what? You just run down the wing and then lose it. And that's the problem. A bit like Aaron Lennon used to do.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think it's that with Dan James. I think it's his decision making. I think he's got pace, but he seems to make the wrong decision. Like he come up against people that are just as quick, if not quicker than him. Saturday. So it's like instead of trying to run them in, which is a very immature sort of thing to try and run and just keep trying. But you play the little 1-2s. You use a bit of skill. Whereas maybe a mature player, someone that's a bit more established, would have used their brain a little bit more and worked out how to beat that player rather than just keep doing the same repetitive stuff that don't work.
I actually don't know what our tactics was yesterday. Saturday. I don't actually know what. It was yesterday. I don't actually know what our tactics were because
it's hard to understand, isn't it? Because you know Palace are quick, they're strong, and they're quick. If nothing else, and they work hard. So if you've got a team like that, you're guessing they're coming to Old Trafford to hit you on the counter and score a goal and soak up.
Times before, if we knew a team like probably when we play the top 6 teams and we always seem to get a result, if we knew they were going to do it, we'd be right, defence would be solid. They wouldn't be going forward. They'd go, right, we're going to sit there, we'll get the ball and suddenly we'll ping over to Martial or Rashford and they'll just go. Or Pogba will just ping it across the pitch like he can. But I don't know, I was struggling.
He was awful as well, Pogba.
Yeah, I just struggled to understand what the idea was. I mean, they would have been better off putting Fred in McTominay's position, just saying, right, you sit there and then let Pogba go a bit forward. But then the problem, I was trying to look at it and I watched it twice. I watched the game and then I watched it again, like the highlights. And I was like, I don't get what he was trying to do. But then this is that thing that I said about Solskjaer with his tactics and is a bit too naive. I think he's not that person to make the big decision that.
Well, I was going to say that, actually, Kev. I don't think you could blame any individual players for yesterday.
No.
I think you could have, for example, that back four could have had any defenders in it.
Yeah.
I think the way you played, you were too hard to pitch. Against Palace, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
You should have sat back, drawn them in, and then created a bit of space in behind for yourselves.
I think, like the commentators were saying, if you had a couple of powerful, fast centre-backs who play that dominating football, you can play that. But when you come up against a team like Palace that are dogs, they're workhorses. They will run you, you know, and you've got people like Lindelof. So you can't play that type of game. So is it naive on Solskjaer's part? 100%. And he's kind of throwing the players under the bus by doing that to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you surprised Van der Beek didn't start, Kev?
Yeah or no, because I think, to be fair, we've got a lot of players fit, and I think, to be fair, he's probably. I mean, he should have come on earlier.
Yeah, he looked good when he come on.
It's like any. I mean, to be fair, most of our signings always look good, don't they? But I mean, I think he's a class player. But I think I mean, I thought he would have gone on a bit earlier, and changed it. But I don't know. He seemed to think. Normally, you can see, we've got a bit in this. We weren't ever in it.
Rashford was not quiet as well.
Yeah, we was never in it. Yeah, we were never in it.
I think you look like you were 2 weeks behind everyone else.
Yeah, that's the
thing. You look tired.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's every time Man United are, lose or get knocked out of a cup, it's worldwide news. And I've had plenty of abuse, can you say, over the last 24 hours. But to be fair, it's not ideal. But then the annoying thing is, Palace will probably go and be completely atrocious the next game.
Yeah.
Not a really consistent team, are they?
You know what, I'm not too sure about that.
They've won 2 out of 2, haven't they, so far?
Yeah, Palace look pretty strong to me. They look like they're building something, to be honest. Yeah. They're playing for Roy. They're playing for him, all of them.
Yeah,
but they were poor towards the end of last season. Yeah. I think they lost almost 7 games on the trot.
They leaked up there.
So they're very capable of going on a bad run as well. So I don't know. I think it was just a bad day at the office all around for Manchester United.
It was like
that game plan. It seems to be so effective, honestly. If Palace come up against a team next weekend that match them and say, right, if you've got the ball and you're coming at us, we're going to be deep as well.
Yeah.
We're going to have everyone behind the ball, and then when we get it back, we'll build up and we'll break you. And that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. I think Palace, if everyone played the way United did against Palace would beat everyone going forward because they've got too much pace.
How good is Zaha when there's a low block? I mean, how many goals did he score last year? Was it 1, maybe 2?
I know, it was atrocious last year.
Yeah. If you give him space to run in behind, he's going to do it all day long, and he'll beat you 9 times out of 10.
Look at the way he carried that ball. I mean,
that's what I mean. So why did Man United go and buy him? I don't get it.
6 times where he's driven the ball out of his own half, held the ball up, I've got a free kick, created something, the 18-yard box. I mean,
he's strong as well.
In the Premier League, that's a hard task, and he's always had that in
100%.
But
he's strong as well.
Played in their hands, like Ken was saying. They played right into their hands.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, if you get you get a Newcastle that will drop deep. I mean, Steve Bruce, I like Steve Bruce. He's a decent manager as well. But he was the sort of person that will see that and think, we'll sit deep, apply the pressure, and we'll try and do. We'll use our set pieces because we've got tall, strong people in set pieces. Different areas to attack the team. But it seemed like Man United had no idea where to try and find their inroad to that.
I think especially as well, when you see Lindelof and Maguire, when you see them looking at each other and they're sort of like there and they're looking lost, I'm like, come on, you've played together enough games now. Like, I mean, those two have played together probably more than anyone. You'd think they would understand but they just like their position. It's as if like they haven't played together. I mean, bloody hell, it weren't that long ago. They were I mean, we played in Seville. You know what I mean? We played all these games. They ain't been that long, and suddenly they just look like they're lost. It's like,
what are they supposed to do? If Solskjaer's telling them to stand on the halfway line when United are in possession of the ball, right, and they're both stood there, and then Palace break, and Zaha and Ayew are running towards them, what are they supposed to do? Like, it doesn't matter how good an understanding.
I'll tell you what they do. They go and sign some world-class players. It's Man United. It's Man United. Luke Shaw, left back, is not good enough for Man United.
No.
Harry Maguire, the other centre back, he's not good enough for Man United. It's not.
But who's out there anymore?
They've got to protect.
How many good defenders are there?
Arsenal just want to go and sign that player for 20, 30 mil. Like, he looks really
Gabriel's a work in progress. He's still
he looks fast. He looks good on the floor. That's what United need. They've got slow defenders. They've got people that win it. They ain't got no one that can win it on the floor.
When United come in, though, it's a different story, though. United come in, and it's like, right, we want this, we want this. Someone, I guarantee you, right, if I'm not going to talk about Tottenham too much because, you know, they're going to win the league and all that. But if Man United went in for Bale, Real Madrid would have wanted, I don't know, more than what Spurs paid him, and he would have wanted more money from them, and his agent would have wanted. So it's completely. I'm not saying that makes up for our failed transfers, but it's such a different situation because we always get quoted. I mean, how many players we've been linked with? To be fair, I don't even think we was in for Bale, but that's the whole thing. As soon as we go in for a player, it just changes, and you know, I mean, we need to sign people. I mean, I thought we was going to get the one from the one that Tottenham got. Buyback.
Yeah. The buyback clause, you didn't want to do it.
We do need to make some more additions because it is worrying. I know we've got quite a big squad now, but we do need to make additions. I mean, one game won't make a difference.
You see how playing centre back all the time. I mean, I only asked that because I always thought David Luiz was a better defensive midfielder because he always had a mistake in him. I always liked the fact that he could ping a lovely pass. He always gets stuck in. He always go for every single ball. As a defensive midfielder, I like that. I know that he's got someone else behind him, so when he makes that mistake, he's got cover. And I feel like Harry Maguire's always like that. You can see a great pass. He likes to charge out with the ball. He'll win the ball and work for you. But when he makes a mistake, it always seems to be a critical mistake. And you know he's got it in him.
And he ain't catching.
He needs like a dominating centre-back part next to him. And then he would excel even more, which, you know, he needs someone that's like, at the minute, like Man United bought him for, he's the number one centre-back, which I don't think he is. I think, you know, we need I mean, you can't go out and buy someone else to be even better than Harry Maguire and go, right, you're number one. Harry, you feed off. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Like how Vidic and
protect your asset there, Kevin. You can't come out and turn around and say he's not our number. Even if it is true, you can't say that because you're going to devalue him straight away. So Man United are never going to come out and say the honest truth. Where
I meant to.
Maybe we only think he's worth 30 million. Maybe he's not our number. We're never going to say that.
Yeah.
Well, you need going forward. What's we got to do? You're going to stick with. Are they going to stick with Solskjaer and carry on doing?
They would have to leave, not be in Europe for him to get sacked. I think. Because that's what
if they had the bollocks 6 months ago to get rid of Solskjaer when Ancelotti was available, you think of the players you could have now and the way you're setting up and everything like that, because you could fucking put Ancelotti with the play that way.
Should have got him years ago.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, though, Ken, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then are they going to keep making the same mistakes going forward and just go, well, we've got Solskjaer here now. He's a club legend. We stick with him. We keep bunging players on the halfway line.
I think they're looking at Solskjaer as a project.
Yeah.
If you keep chopping and changing, you have to start again. He's starting to get some of his players through. Mason Greenwood, he brought him through, and he's getting his own sort of style coming together. Personally, I don't think he's the right man for it. But if you start a project, you want to at least have a couple of years to see where it's going.
If you look at, go on. Sorry.
It worked like having a former player. It's very hit and miss. Like it works with Arsenal at the moment. Yeah. It's sort of working with Chelsea, not this weekend, but like it's really depending on the actual tactics. Arsenal are playing a bit more attacking than they ever did.
Yeah.
Chelsea are kind of looking at their youth and they're going like, look, these are the players that have proved themselves over the 2 years of the transfer ban. I'm going to give them a chance, but also sign the world-class players like Werner and Havertz, and then keep some of the kind of players that actually prove themselves.
But again, I don't mean to keep digging Solskjaer out, right? And I won't keep doing it, because he actually had a strong finish to the season last season. So I'll wait to see how he gets on. But players have said, Chelsea players that have come in have said, we want to play for Frank Lampard. I've heard them say that. I haven't heard anyone that's gone to Man United. I know there has been a lot of players, but no one said, I'm keen to play under Solskjaer. I really want to play. I don't think anyone can honestly look at him and say they've been impressed or they like his imperial style.
Totally agree with that. For me, looking at it, Frank's up here, Solskjaer's down here. I don't know why. Frank's.
But I think that's down to Frank did more as a player, didn't he? I know Solskjaer. Yeah.
It just seems like he's got the players more organised. It seems like Chelsea, all the players are listening to him, he's got them really organised, whereas United don't look like Solskjaer's in charge properly compared to Lampard.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
because
look
him
at
and Jody
Woody.
Morris.
Woody. What did you say last week? Who is it? Jody Morris, though, isn't it?
Jody Morris worked with all them boys. So
Yeah.
he basically brought most of them through the academy for 5-6 years. So he's known them for a long time, and he's had them under his wing, been the manager for them. So then all of a sudden, when he's Frank's understudy, and it is exactly that, the players that are coming to us are not playing there. They're not coming because Frank's the best manager and he's tactically great. They're coming because of his playing career and the stature that holds, and the fact that he's bringing youngsters into the team and he wants to build a young team. And when you're a young player and you hear that a world-class player that's retired, is now the manager of a top club, wants to build a young team, you're going to want to be a part of that, surely.
Yeah, and he obviously knows what he's talking about as well, Frank. I mean, the man, I think he has a genius IQ as well. So, he knows his stuff, and obviously his playing career was incredible. So, you're going to listen to him. Do you know what I mean? If you're a player, you're going to take in what he has to say, even if the tactics aren't right or whatever. He's definitely got a brilliant knowledge for the game.
He's got that charisma about him, isn't he, Joe? He's a lot more.
Yeah,
exactly.
He commands respect from the players and everyone around him.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I'm sorry now. If Solskjaer was at half time shouting at you, you'd probably laugh at him, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that in a mean way.
Nobody gives a fuck about what Solskjaer says to him.
Yeah.
No, I bet he
no. I think even when he tries to be an arsehole and drop the players, you're like, you don't really see it. When Jose does, you're like, do you know what I mean? You look, or I think that's the only thing with, he has. I like the whole fact of that he's changed the whole ethos of. He's brought it back a bit. It's a bit more strict, and wearing suits to away game. All this sort of thing of Man United, it's all been brought back because it just went chaos. It just
you can only sneak 2 birds into your hotel room now, not 5. Yeah, he's
exactly. There was a limit.
Kev, what happened with the Jesse Lingard and Solskjaer situation? Apparently, he weren't in the squad, and there was a massive bust up or something.
Well, there's talk of obviously. Because I think Jesse Lingard's had issues at home, and I think it's to do with his mum with depression. So, obviously, the last couple of years, that's why he's been in and out and stuff. He's never actually confirmed it, but it's to do with that. And I think, as much as I think he needs a fresh break, because on his day, he could be like when Jose had him.
Yeah.
Like he could just do a bit like what Dele Alli did. Basically, he was behind the striker, would just play basically across the midfield, and you think, yeah, he's really good. Then the next couple of games, you're like, where has he gone? Like, then he comes up and scores like 2 goals against Chelsea, or a game that you just wouldn't expect him to do something. But I think they were going to just get rid of him. But I think they're just trying to be a bit more, I don't know, because of issues. And he's been at Man United a long time. I think it was that way of trying to, sort of if someone come in for him. But obviously, COVID's probably changed.
Would you take Dele Alli for?
I'd swap him, yeah. Simply because I think new environment, but I wouldn't pay any money. Like I wouldn't expect Spurs to pay for Lingard because I don't think you need him.
I wouldn't even swap him.
Yeah, we do need him big time.
I don't really think we need at Dele Alli, but Dele Alli's got age on his side, and I think you inquired about Lingard, and we sort of said about Dele Alli because I think basically Spurs are trying to just get rid of him.
And apparently Alex Ferguson loves Dele Alli as well.
Didn't he say to Mourinho?
Mourinho to sign him. He's a Man United player.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have gone, here you go, he'll have him for 20 mil, of course.
That was a few years ago now, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we don't need him, but he's young. I'm not being funny, but it won't happen. I don't think I still think he'll be at Spurs. There's talk of, Real Madrid.
Weren't even in the squad today, though, Kev.
Wasn't he?
No.
They're trying to get rid of him. He's been offered to other clubs already, Dean.
Yeah.
That guy.
PSG or something?
PSG. That's a possibility, but then I don't know.
Why would you grab PSG? Why would PSG want him? That's like a Julian Draxler. He's a mid-range player, and it's like
they don't buy players like that, do they? They buy players that are at the top of their peak to make a statement, don't they? It's how they buy their players.
Or they take them alone when they can, because
that's fair play, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. What's that bloke's fucking name? That Chup. Where was he at? Bournemouth or someone like that, wasn't it?
What do you think that?
Is it that Choupo-Moting? Well, I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
Choupo-Moting. Yeah. He goes and scores and stuff, doesn't he? Yeah.
They bought him, and I'm like, what? Why do you want him?
How are you feeling now then, Kev, going forwards?
Vile feeling, Kev.
I think Well, I'm hoping, even though one game shouldn't make you work, but they keep saying about transfers are going on, like they're working on it. But we do need to, if we don't get anyone else, I would be a bit concerned, and I think then it won't be on. Well, it seems that we've not got to blame Ollie at the minute. It seems we've got to blame Ed Woodward for everything. But I think tactically, there's enough players there for him to beat Palace.
That's the thing.
There's enough players there.
Bring another 3 world-class players in there. If he's still going to play silly tactics, you're still going to get undone. They're still going to look
home as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I still think there's enough players there. Our squad ain't small. Yeah, we rely on Wright and we got Mason Greenwood. I understand he didn't play him because I think he does need a break, and he is only 18 or 19 now. But I just think I'd rather have played Mata there. I know he's slow, but he still pings in a ball now and again. Do you know what I mean? Dane Jones shouldn't be playing. And when I saw it, I just straight away I thought,
rookie mistake with the counter attacks, and you just seen it. It was like if you had someone like Matic as a defensive midfielder and Mata, you have a bit of knowledge where they know if the ball's going over them, they're tracking back, they're doing best.
Yeah, but they're both very slow players. I mean, Palace's whole game was to sit deep and then hit with pace.
Yeah, Matic not allowed him to get past that halfway line. If that ball goes out to Zaha, Matic would have just taken him out.
Matic would have been. I'm not saying he would have gone and made us win the game, but Matic would. Scott McTominay at the minute is a midfielder that sits in the middle. He's not attacking midfield all the time. He's not defending all the time. Yeah, he can do either, but not for the whole game. Not just him. Like that's where I feel yesterday he got put. Pogba's not a defensive midfielder.
I think he did all right, McTominay. He made some good challenges in that.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him. He's a good player. But I don't think he's not a defensive midfielder yet. He might turn into be. But if you went and put Kante there, I mean, I'm sure Chelsea could to deal for Kante, but
You're on cloud 9, mate.
You have Lingard.
You're away to Brighton next week, then, Kev. What do you reckon? I mean, is he going to change things?
Kev, it gets better. If you win next week, you'll feel like that.
Because they beat Newcastle today, didn't they? Quite convincingly. So,
you sit your defenders on the halfway line like you did today. That Lamperty's going to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
What a player he is as well. Where did he come from?
Who?
Chelsea.
Oh, is that another one of our products, is it?
Another one you let go.
Yeah, another one we just let sit.
I reckon hopefully this is a kick up the arse, and I think he'll change it, and I think we'll win. But it won't be a comfortable win. It'll be a hard working win.
1 goal win.
Yeah, I think it will. Because I think Brighton, one of those. I don't know. Brighton, I find are really hard to judge because, I mean, today you wouldn't. I mean, Newcastle seemed to start all right. I mean, you thought they would have been all right, but yeah, I think we'll beat them, but I think it'll be a hard working. Nothing stupid like going over the top, all out attacking or anything. I think it'll be
Brighton are a decent team. They try and play football. Yeah. I mean, we got a result against them, but we were by no means on top in that game.
Yeah.
They had really good chances.
Are we going to talk about Liverpool, Chelsea, or what? Come on, this is the real stuff now.
First head-to-head in this chat.
First head-to-head, yeah. And it's a week of losses for Woody, isn't it? First he loses his beard. Now this, fucking hell, mate. Yeah, what happened then, Wood? What went wrong?
I only caught the first 20 minutes of the game, and to be honest with you, we weren't actually playing that bad. I mean, we weren't getting outclassed by any means, but my TV Fire Stick went kaput, and then all of a sudden I see a red card pop up. I was on a barbecue, I see a red card and 2 goals. I'm like, what's going on here?
Would everyone agree that's a red?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Educate what actually happened.
He rugby tackled to the ground. He got away.
It was a Kenny tackle, basically. It was a Kenny tackle.
Who did it?
Yeah, I pulled one of them out before, yeah. Sometimes you've got to do it, but there was no VAR.
You only got a yellow for that. You only got a yellow for that, didn't you?
Yeah, but there was no VAR, was there?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it Christensen?
Christensen, yeah. It was actually quite a nice ball over the top by Henderson.
Mane ran onto it.
Yeah. Mane was just, I'd say he was just about to get there just before Kepa round the keeper, put it in, but Christian just literally took him down, both hands. Clear red if you ask me. I was snapping at first though. The ref gave a yellow. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That is mental. Everyone could see it. But I'd say, well, yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, it was Mane was through basically. I think if he didn't get pulled, he was definitely going to round the keeper. I don't know if he was going to score. You never know, but
he was beating Kepa to that ball, wouldn't he? He would have.
Then that's a goal, then, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, most probably. Yeah.
Or
me had last week. You had Salah smashing it. This week, Mane smashing it. Next week, it'll be Salah for me. It's just mental. Yeah. Thiago looked good.
He looked tidy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He also gave away a penalty.
Did he?
Yeah, he gave away the penalty.
He gave it away.
Yeah. It was a small touch. There wasn't really much in it. You could see he was trying to back out of the challenge, but he clipped in just. Weren't as quick, do you know what I mean? If you give him a chance to have a shot on his right foot as well, he was going to hit the target at least. So that was a fair call.
Do you think if that game would have stayed 11v11, it would have turned out very differently? Because I know obviously a red card's always a turning point, but it was huge in this game because you were even. First half, you were even.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I was watching that game and I was thinking, okay, yeah, we've got possession. Not really doing much with it though. There was no way in behind, or we didn't create anything really. If anything, Chelsea looked a bit more dangerous when they were hitting us on the break with Bernay. It was always him trying to get through the back line.
He looked sharp, that Bernay. Looked very sharp. Must admit.
A lot of people were slagging him off. I thought he played a fairly decent game.
I thought he played well.
Yeah,
he had nothing. He had nothing. He had to do it on his own.
Yeah, everything. He looked the most lively of all Chelsea players.
Yeah,
luckily, Fabinho had him in his pocket for the most of the game. Every time
Fabinho was good today. I thought.
Yeah, he's really good.
Fabinho was really good.
Yeah,
he's underrated. He's well underrated.
Yeah, but definitely up to the red card. I mean, there really wasn't much in it. Just possession and maybe a couple of decent breaks by Chelsea.
Is that what you put it down to?
I mean, I look at the Chelsea team and I do see match winners in that team. Don't get me wrong, but we still have not got the likes. So they don't come along all the time. But someone like a Drogba, that even when you're down to 10 men. Like when I watch Man City play, Man City can have 10 men and they'll retain possession and knock the ball around teams like they've got. It's like, if you haven't got that ability as a team, you need their match winners that will get the grain by the scruff of the neck and just run up there. They'll just get you a goal. You know, just
but you are talking about the current champions, and Man City have been champions 3 out of 4.
I was
up to a couple of years or whatever.
Having Leeds putting 3 goals past it, I was optimistic that hang on, we might be able to get a goal here or two, and you know what I mean. You don't know what the game's going to be like, and the odds were pretty good. The odds were like fairly even, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I did say last week. I actually think the Leeds game did us a favour. I think it woke us up a little bit. 1 in the transfer market, and 2 on the field. I think it woke us up. I think we thought, we're big boys. We can beat anyone. Doesn't matter if they've just come up. That Leeds game really woke the Liverpool defence up because we were solid enough today.
Yeah.
What about signing Jota, Liverpool? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, out of the blue, that one, wasn't it?
Not a bad bargain, really.
Fits perfectly into Liverpool team, mate. Fits perfectly.
I think he's a bit of competition for Firmino as well. I think a lot of people are expecting him to come in from the left, but I actually think he can play a decent job because he works hard in that sort of like.
I think Shaqiri will go now.
He's got.
I wouldn't mind him to go, to be honest. Not a big deal if he leaves, really. Try and get a bit of profit money if we can.
I think he needs to play. He's a player that always needs to play. Never settle, does he?
Yeah, I think he's a luxury sort of player.
Yeah,
he can do some good. He can hit a good free kick. He can hit a good shot. Got a bit of skill here and there, but he's not going to track back for you. And in the Liverpool system, you have to be able to do that.
Yeah, and you only paid 12 million for him, didn't you? So in his current, not really that bad, is it? I mean, you'll probably get that more than that for him, won't you?
They've had the money out of him, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, probably.
You send him on his way for 10 million. You've done all right there, I think.
Yeah.
How much of the game did you see then, Will, before it cut out? Did you get to half time at least?
No, about 20 minutes. And then I was trying to find another streaming thing and I couldn't do that either. It was a nightmare. So I just went to put a barbecue on.
Right, Woody, a bit of an easier one next week. And hopefully you'll be able to fucking watch the whole game without it cutting out. Well, it should be an easier one for you. West Brom.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've just let young Conor Gallagher go there.
Brom look good. They look good.
He's gone there because he likes the style of football that they play, and he wants to get first team action. So it's nice to see some of our players go in there, maybe get a bit of first team football. Like I say, they play good. They play good style of play. I like his philosophy, but realistically, our team, even on a bad day, should be beating them. So my prediction is going to be a 3-1. Always going to get a goal against us because our defence is no good at the moment. So I can see any team scoring against us, but I definitely think we've got too much firepower for their defence.
Will Chilwell and Silva be back?
Yeah, Chilwell as well was missing today.
I look at that list. Chilwell, Thiago Silva, the other Hakeem, whatever his name is.
Pulisic as well.
Yeah, we've got all these players that are up. They're back. I mean, when we've got a full-strength team, if we ever have it to choose from, it's going to be exciting. But hopefully we just don't get him in dribs and drabs and then he goes out and hopefully we do full-strength.
I'll tell you who I was impressed with today, Woody. I've never really thought much of. That Kovacic, centre mid.
I think he goes about his work nice and quietly. Like he's a hard tackler. He understands the game. He keeps possession of the ball.
He's like 26 as well, isn't he? He looks a lot older.
Yeah, and he needs to play. He's that player as well. He needs to play every week to get the best out of him.
Yeah.
What's the frustrating thing at like bigger clubs? When you see that player playing week in, week out for a Palace or whoever it might be, we go with Woody. You come in, you sign him, and then they don't play. They play every other week, or they play like 60 minutes, and then they play 60 minutes. All of a sudden, people are wondering why they're not that same player anymore. It's because they don't get game time.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
Liverpool. We won't talk about your game next week yet. You got Arsenal, won't you? We'll do that at the end after we've done all the games. We'll both talk about that. Should we go to you then, you smug prick?
Do we have to? We not run out of time.
Feels a lot better than last week. Oh my God!
Look at them pearly whites. Look at them. Look at that.
So happy. Gareth Bale is back.
He's injured till mid-October, so don't get too excited.
Don't care, mate. And people say about the age and that. Aubameyang's 31, Vardy's 31, and he don't need pace. He can still bang goals in 30 yards out. He's still strong. He still wins loads of headers, scores loads of headers. He's going to be a massive asset to our team. Massive. And that new left back as well.
We'll definitely
the new left back that Man United are after.
Yeah, he's good player. Good player.
He looks really fast.
He looks smart.
Give him a couple of years with Jose and he'll be wanting to leave and
going back to Madrid.
Be hating. Well, there is a buyback. There is buyback clause in there or whatever, but whatever. You've got a good player in you for 25 mil or whatever you paid for him. So
working at this time of the year.
Yeah. I mean, regarding today's game, I mean, screwing it first. Obviously, we were 1-0 down. I was absolutely screwing it. I was watching it at the pub.
Ings, weren't it? Good goal.
How good does he look? How good does Ings look?
Good goal.
Well, 20 million times better than Kane, isn't he? Apparently.
Well, exactly.
Well, you say that. Kane was quiet today, but he set up all 4 goals. He set up all 4 goals. He scored one.
And scored one,
Quiet,
yeah.
Man. Setting up 4 goals is not being quiet.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. He just don't, compared to sharpness, it looks like Ings is a lot more sharper than what Kane is. Do you know what I mean? Kane's losing the ball a lot more as well.
You mean finishing, running on the balls?
Kane's top quality.
Yeah, a bit of all of it I think. A bit of all of it. He's not quite there, and you can tell in a minute, especially last week, he weren't happy, was he? You can tell by the way he was walking around, and he didn't care. Do you know what I mean? But now we've got Bale in, and we've got Serge Reguilon.
It's your style of play, mate. I'm telling you.
And apparently we're not going to stop there. Apparently we're getting at least another 1 or 2 more in. At least.
Yeah, I've heard Jan Mulvey's been talked about now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting times at the minute for Tottenham. So
Mourinho deserves a lot of credit today. Like what we're saying about Solskjaer, he said he didn't change anything and nothing happened for United. He kept making the same mistakes. Mourinho, what he done at half time, and the way that, because Kane said himself, he didn't even look towards the end. He just put it in behind because of how badly Southampton were defending. They were fucking atrocious, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they were leaving huge gaps. And he's obviously said, look, Son, just go. Every time Kane gets the ball, he's going to find the space. He's going to put it in there. And Son will go and do what Son does. And it worked fucking brilliantly.
Southampton played today just like Palace, Man United and Palace. That high line was no good for Southampton at all.
Nah. I said to the boys at half time. What?
It didn't stop with a high line either. That's the thing. At least when the ball went through for Palace, at least fucking Man United were trying to get back and defend. Southampton gave up. They weren't interested.
Yeah. I said to the boys at half time, I said, as soon as Lo Celso comes on, I went, I'll guarantee he does it at half time. And he did. I went, the game will be changed. As soon as he's on, the game's completely changed. That first half was shocking. It was 50-50. They could have been 2-0 up.
Yeah. You were lucky to go 1 at half time, I'd say.
I know, lucky. Second half, Lo Celso comes on for Ndombele lazy. Again, he's shown a couple of good little bits, but just a bit lazy. Lo Celso comes on, changes the game completely, job done. He's so underrated at Lo Celso. You watch him properly.
He's another player that Ndombele, he needs to play every week. Every single week to feel valued in that team. There's no good playing him for a game he does all right. Mourinho goes, it's smashing. That's the player I wanted. Fantastic. No problem with him now. And then next week, you don't.
The thing is, though, Wood, he's not once played well. He's not once thought. I've not once thought he's got to play next week because he played so good that game.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? He's not
through that, ain't you? I think
you have. It's the Dan James effect. Yeah. If you just rip him out of the team when he has a shit game, every time he's going to go and play, he's going to be under pressure. He's going to feel the pressure, and he's not going to perform like he can. He's just going to crumble, and then he's going to get ripped off the pitch again, and then it's going to be game over.
It seems like a confidence player. He needs someone to wrap his arm around him and say, "Look, you're bloody good. Go out there and show me how good you are."
Yeah. And it's just so annoying because you get players like Bruno Fernandes, who Tottenham are after anyway, and he just comes in the Premier League and smashes it.
You can tell he's just got that air of confidence about it. He knows it's good.
Yeah, but then in the French league, Joey, that Tanguy Ndombele, he did look the part. He looked the part. That's why Barcelona and other teams like that were after him. He looked the part, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I think
the league, and it's completely different.
You let him go. Like the thing is, you'd let him go. Say you let him go to like Barcelona or someone. You could see him you'd see him on Sky Sports highlights all the time. Yeah, dictating games. He would just go and you think, why is he going? It's because he feels loved. Do you know what I mean? It's that given that run.
Would you take him at Chelsea, Woody, or would you take him at United, Kev?
I probably wouldn't take him at Chelsea. Not because I don't think he's
where you play him.
Well, there you go.
No, but that's because we've already got the players. I think to be fair, I understand every game is important, but I think he needs to a run of games. I mean, what is his longest run of games that he got?
He hasn't.
No, that's the thing.
He hasn't.
I mean, Jose's not the easiest person to, if someone's trying, he's not the easiest, To be fair, isn't there that talk that he's best pals with Pogba and obviously...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Isn't there? And
Pogba's obviously in his ear going, he's that.
Yeah. So, but
I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. I really don't know if it's going to work. I think it might be worth just giving him someone else and getting money for him. I really don't know.
I think you'd be better off getting rid of Jose.
Hey?
I think you'd be better off losing Jose than Ndombele.
You might be right, Joe. You might be right. But I don't think we would have got these players if Mourinho wasn't there.
I disagree with that.
No,
you haven't signed world-class players there. You've signed some really good players, but I think Poch would have been able to sign them quite easily, to be honest.
Okay.
Did Poch not sign him, no?
Did Poch sign him?
Ndombele.
Poch signed him.
Poch signed him, didn't he? Poch signed Ndombele,
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of confidence in the air as well with the new signings coming in. You could see it even in your face there. Now you're just a happy.
I know.
In the dressing room as well, they're kind of really renewed because they know that they have a world-class player that can ping in passes to them.
Yeah.
Son and Bale on the same team.
On paper, that's not bad.
Oh, Bale, Kane, and Son. I mean,
on paper.
On paper. A fit front three anyway.
Yeah.
That's as good as anything in the Premier League.
If Kane does go forward, what he done today, I mean, he obviously watched our stream from last week.
Oh, 100%.
Well, he must have done. Because we were saying he never comes in and fucking creates, and that's all he done today. And I thought he was fucking amazing. That's the best I've ever seen Kane play. He was superb today.
And how good was Son as well? He was
Son will do that for you all day if he's got someone coming in, he can deliver the ball behind. Son and Southampton helped. They were the best team
100%.
played this week, weren't they?
Do you not think as well with Bale signing? Obviously, he's a class player, but do you not think that will help? Harry Kane, we're all looking at Harry. You watch Tottenham, you're always watching Harry Kane, aren't you? Now, Harry Kane can just, I mean, he might even change his game a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He probably
just get in the box, boy.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. If you've got, and you'll have Harry Kane up top and Son and Bale on one side, like the other side. Harry Kane can just do that thing, and obviously, if he is a bit rusty to the Harry Kane of a couple of seasons ago because of injuries now, because he isn't the same.
No.
You know, it might actually change his game, and then he could just, like you say, stay in the box, like Ruud van Nistelrooy, stay in the box. I know that probably wouldn't suit Tottenham's kind of play a bit because, to be fair, I suppose times are different. But you know what I mean? Harry Kane could just be that striker. There's no strikers nowadays that just stay in the box, do they? They all have to come out of the box. They're always based more or less like wingers, aren't they?
Guerrero.
Sorry?
Guerrero's a box player, isn't he?
Oh, just, what a player.
I don't know if I would ask Kane to be a box player after what I saw today. Especially if he had Son and Bale to aim for. I'd ask him to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I know we keep saying Southampton made it very easy for him, but he can do that. If he can come put that ball in the back like that, you're gonna be a dangerous side.
Yeah, for me, if we do get a striker, then they're talking like Belotti or someone like that, I would actually play Kane behind. I'd play Belotti up top. I'd play Kane just behind.
Do you think you'll get another striker now?
They're saying 100%, 100% we're getting another striker.
Where would you play?
You definitely need
Belotti.
We wouldn't play, well, it'd be a sub one, wouldn't it? So someone like, I don't know, maybe Troy Deeney or Chris Wood, someone like that. But they're looking at
a legend. That side needs to be in the Premier League.
But they're looking at Belotti and they're looking at Malic from Napoli as well. So
would you be happy with Belotti, Dean? On a serious note, I know 2 years ago I'd have said everyone needs to sign Belotti, cracking player. Now I ain't too sure.
He done nothing, did he?
No, that's what I'm saying. He's like 2 years
like,
ago.
Like 80 quite, everyone was getting quoted, weren't they? When he like smashed it 2 seasons ago, everyone was getting quoted like 70, 80 million euros, and it was like, all right, we'll keep an eye out for him. And it's like last season, I think he
player.
But
he's clever.
Yeah, he's not old though, is he? I think he's got.
No, he's not young.
Yeah,
I'll take him.
I quite like him. Fiorentina. I quite like him.
Yeah.
Who?
As a second striker, no problem at all. Like, you know, I'd go for him.
Would you really?
Belotti?
Yeah.
Especially with Guerrero.
Belotti's more of a spearhead, surely. He's a box player, isn't he? Surely.
He's a number 9.
He's a scorer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He'd play Kane in behind him if they was going to do that.
All right. Okay.
And Kane would drop in. I mean, that would make it very attacking.
Yeah. Sub it up top. Kane just behind. Son, Bale. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who have you got? Left back before Reguilon came in. Who was playing left back?
Ben Davies.
Ben Davies.
Which
That's a bit.
Reminds me of like Luke Shaw, bang average player, 7 out of 10.
Right. Yeah.
Songs
right.
He got a bit more balance on the wing now.
You know what you get him with Ben Davies, do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them.
Yeah. And a good thing as well, because like the way Southampton played today, that played into your hands because Son in behind just all day. Even if you have Bale as well, he can do that. But the best thing about Bale is he can score screamers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're playing against a really low block, Bale can be that person too.
Exactly. He can make the difference.
Dean's face, he just come in his pants when you said that. He was like,
I know. Yeah. Woody. It's like what you said last week. Tottenham haven't got that game changer. Bale could be that game changer.
Oh, he could. Just got to keep fit.
Yeah, he's a
if he's fit, he could be that game changer, no?
Tell him he's going out there to play extreme golf and he'll be brilliant.
What happens with Stephen Bergwijn now?
I don't know. I don't know. Sub, we've got Steven Bergwijn, Lamela, and Lucas Moura are going to be on the bench.
Well, Lamela's just, I don't know, he's been there like forever and really played for a year, didn't he?
Yeah, he got bad.
Steven Bergwijn's got to stay. You've just brought him. He's young, so he's got to stay.
He's going to need to play though, isn't he? Because he hasn't been bad when he's played, but he hasn't. Lucas Moura is a strange one because he can be like, I don't know, just run the game one game and the next, I don't know, just doesn't.
Again, another version of Daniel James, whatever his name is, it's exactly the same. He loses the ball too many times. He's not good enough.
Yeah.
He ain't good enough. He does do the odd thing, like the hat-trick last year and all that, but for me, I'll probably keep Moura. Get rid of Lamela.
Yeah.
And then the other players need to...
Lamela's a really good player, and I think...
I know, he is.
Maybe like an Everton, where he'll get to play a lot more regular, like Rodriguez. I think he'll become a much better player, because he's so technical on the ball.
He's injury-prone, though, Wood. He's always injured.
I don't think Lamela starts for Everton. I wouldn't put Lamela in Everton's starter lineup. No fucking way.
Not now.
Not now.
Yeah.
Mate, how underrated is that Richarlison as well? He's such a good player.
People know he's good, man. People know he's dangerous.
Such a good player.
How much did Barcelona offer for him like last season? At January, wasn't it like 80 odd million?
I think
Yeah, I heard 80 million, all right.
Yeah, and they turned it down. Fair play.
A hat trick as well, like Jesus. You wouldn't expect it.
No.
He's always said though, isn't he, that Everton's a stepping stone. He's always said when a big club comes in, I'm off.
Yeah,
So,
Barcelona's not big.
I bloody hate him, Richarlison. He's another Jamie Vardy to me. Not in terms of style of play, but just something about him. Which,
what do you think?
Nah, he's good. He's better than Vardy. He's strong as well, Joey. He's fast and strong as well. Do you know what I mean? He can have.
He's a good footballer. Don't get me wrong.
He can have his back to goal quite easily, and he won't lose it.
No, yeah, no. Look, I'm not taking away his quality. He's absolutely quality. Do you know what I mean?
All right, going back to.
But did you ever just like dislike a person? Yeah, no, I don't like Richarlison.
So going back to Spurs, do you think you'll get rid of? Is it Serge Aurier? Do you think he'll actually go? They've been trying.
I don't want to get rid of him. No, we need 2 right backs. I think he should stay. I think he's not bad. I think he makes the job mistake, but he's so strong. Pardon?
Do you not think he's a risk though? He's like Rojo. Always know there's a red card coming.
He is a risk, but I think he's got better and he's so strong. Like, if you put him up against Zaha, like last season when he played Zaha, he went up against him. He man-marked him out the game. Zaha didn't have a chance. Didn't have a chance. I think for a bench, keep him.
I suppose now you've got Doherty, he'll like get into. I mean, even though
I'm not really impressed so far, though, Kev. Again, today, I'm not impressed. Not impressed so far.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. He goes under the radar, doesn't he? But I think eventually he puts in an honest performance where he just does his job, you know.
I think he gets skinned a bit too easy for me. I don't know.
I think. The Wolves replacement, Semedo from Barcelona, aren't they?
I know. What a signing!
What a replacement!
How much did they get him for?
I don't know. I don't know if it's permanent or what. I just see that they're signing Semedo. I mean, they must have had that lined up to let you go to you.
Yeah. Wow.
And they also signed Keanu Hoover today.
Who? Sorry.
Keanu Hoover is a Liverpool youngster. They signed him. He's a right back as well. So they were clearly looking at a right back the second they were thinking Doherty's going to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that was partially part of the deal with the Diego Jota thing as well.
Yeah.
So.
I think that'd be an interesting game tomorrow, wouldn't it? Wolves City tomorrow night.
Yeah, they beat them twice, didn't they?
City's first game as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've missed football. I've been watching all your games. I'm just there going,
"You're welcome."
Yeah.
I'm just here, like going, like, look, I can comment as much as I want in football, but like I haven't seen my team play, and it's driving me nuts. You know.
Are you a bit glad about Aguero?
Well, Aguero's out for 2 months, but we have the quality to play without him, and we've had situations where Aguero's been injured. He's been injured the last 3 seasons for months on end. So, like, Gabriel Jesus is used to it.
That's a tough game to buy. That's a really tough game.
It is, yeah. But I think, look, realistically, we can actually do a good job against them. I don't know about match fitness because Laporte and Mahrez are still out because they were tested positive for COVID. So that's two big players out of your team.
Do you think you'll be able to handle Traore? Because he's been the one who's really pulled you apart for the last couple of games.
Yeah. And Wolves seem to just have great games against us, you know. So like,
it's Crystal Palace, Man United again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm confident.
I think the difference with City, because they pass the ball so well and they keep it. When teams get the ball, they do try and do the same similar thing. They try and keep hold of the ball, but whereas you've got players in the Palace team, Wolves, they're very direct.
Yeah.
So that's where you've got to go again. You've got to get people one-on-one. In them sort of situations, you've got to get it out to the wing and you've got to take people on. And someone like Traore, like I said, he's a menace. When he gets on that ball, he's so physically strong. Yeah. And he's got an eye for goal. So it could be a funny scoreline tomorrow.
Get Kyle Walker on him. Kyle Walker handle him. No problem.
Yeah. Don't know about
no problem.
Once he gets going, he's unstoppable.
Play. Do you think your new signings?
I think
Ake has to play. Yeah, he has to start.
Ake and Stones, I guess, because Laporta is out.
Yeah.
You might see Ferran Torres play, but I don't think he's a starter.
I think
Otamendi.
I think he'll come in a little bit, like come into games and sort of wean him in and see how he gets on, and then he looks a good player. And then you didn't pay a lot for him, did you? Or is it like 27 million or something?
About 20 million or something.
Yeah.
Like I think now after Greenwood and Foden's little adventure in Iceland, I don't think he's going to start. But I think he will come off the bench.
Yeah.
But
you think it's right to punish for something that he done on international duty? I mean, that's down to Southgate to sort out, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I think there's a lot of kind of media spotlight behind it as well that they don't want the attention of, you know. Maybe give it a week of because we have the League Cup as well on Wednesday, so maybe start him on that match where there's not much
kind of media. Better idea.
If you because we have
just take the headlights off him, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The limelight. Of him.
If I was Guardiola, I'd start him. And I would say he wouldn't fucking behave like that if we was playing away in another country. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Solskjaer said something similar, didn't he? About Greenwood.
Yeah, basically just said, look, you've called it, basically said you've called him up. We've tried to not get him called up. We've done our best to not do interviews. Because I think he's done one interview with us. We've let him do one interview where he was obviously scoring and playing and that. And I think he turned around and said, he goes away with England and he goes and gets in this situation, does that, and then gets interviewed. Gets interviewed first, plays. Literally, just there's no thinking he's young. We need to Man United have done this.
Shield him a bit.
Yeah.
He's doing the right thing. Shooting him.
Yeah, and it just seems, I don't know, it's a bit weird that, but Solskjaer basically said it as it is, and then I don't think England are happy about it. But tough shit. At the end of the day, you meant to look after him, like you say. They wouldn't do it at their clubs, would they? Can you imagine what Guardiola would have done to him? Well, he wouldn't have done it, would they?
Same respect to that, Kevin. You've been called up for your country, mate. You're on international duty. Don't act like a cunt. This is a private country. Do you know what I mean? It's like
All right, Dino. Let's wrap up Spurs then, because we don't hear any more from you this week. Next week, you got Newcastle at home to Newcastle. What do you think? What are you feeling now going forward? Because last week,
top 4, 100%.
Last week the season's over. We're going to finish
top 4, 1,000,000%. Especially after seeing United.
One game. Yeah, one game. Bloody hell.
Can't your battery die
down like this all fucking season?
So I think obviously Liverpool City are going to be there, and then obviously Chelsea will probably be there.
But they lost today. Surely they shouldn't be in top 4 now.
Yeah, but
favourites to go down now, mate.
And then I think it's going to be out of Tottenham, Arsenal, and United for that 4th spot. But yeah, Newcastle, I will go at home, Kenny.
You're at home, yeah.
3-1. 3-1.
Mate, if I had to pick that 4th spot now at Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, is hands down Arsenal, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. At the moment, it is. Come on.
Woody, you watched the Arsenal game. They're lucky to win that.
Yeah, but they won it that's what I'm saying.
No, still, Woody.
And you win.
Yeah.
Woody, they've played Fulham and they've played West Ham, 2 teams that are probably going to get relegated this season. They only just about beat West Ham. They were awful second half.
West Ham can
They were awful second half. Once Arsenal played someone half decent, gone.
To West Ham's credit, they were organised and they played that. They played those tactics that have been so effective over the last couple of years, and everyone seems to be employing now when they play against a team they know are better than them, like Palace did yesterday against United. They had everyone behind the ball. They were structured and they worked well together defensively. There were no gaps in that defence. There was nowhere for us to get through.
Moyes is good at that, though, isn't he? David Moyes is good at that.
Well, they were shit in their first game, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were. They were still better than I thought they were going to be.
They've done really well yesterday, to be fair. They did do well.
I think it was a lot more to do with West Ham being good and stopping us playing and not letting us have any space. We were sloppy, don't get me wrong, especially first half. We were fucking terrible. Our passing, we were giving it away all the time, but as the game went on, we started to. I don't know if we ever got really control of the game, but we started to like the goal right at the end was lovely. Like that bit of quality that we had to find the gap in their defence. That was the difference. And that, like what you were saying, Wood, we won the game. And there's a lot to be said about that. When you're not playing well, but they're just that extra bit of quality is what gets you.
That's fair enough, and I get your point. But that was West Ham. If you play anyone like that, even at Everton, you're getting smashed. You're getting smashed against Everton.
Matter, mate. Once you get that winning streak going, winning breeds confidence, and then you start taking that into games. So even if it is West Ham, Fulham, West Brom, it don't matter. You win 3-4 games on a bounce, your squad will start to believe we can beat anyone.
Yeah, they'll believe it, but once they come to a good team and lose, that'll be lunch. That's game over.
Then Dino will be crying.
all the good teams we have played, we've beat them all. Like over the last few months, we've beat every good team that we have played, because that's when we say, all right, we're going to shut up shop, come and play against us, and we pick you apart. And that's so effective now.
Who you got next?
That's tactics now, I think more than ever, seem to be more important than having decent players.
Yeah.
Check Kenny, we've all played like 7-a-side growing up and stuff, haven't we? Have you ever noticed, like, just dropping deep and leaving the space in behind always seems to work well? Do you know what I mean? So, and
tactics. It doesn't always matter what players you've got. You could have the best striker in the world. If you've got 3
exactly
moving, and they won't give a yard of gap between them. You're fucked. You can't get through it, which is what happened to Mbappe yesterday.
Who are you playing, Kenny?
Hey?
Who are you playing next?
Liverpool. Who we got next? I've written it down here. Hang on.
A small team, innit?
Oh, yeah, shit. That's an easy one next week. We're away to Liverpool, aren't we?
You're away to Liverpool?
Yeah.
There you go. Right, now we'll see where you're at. We'll see where you're at.
The whole damn straight.
Yeah, thanks, Joey.
You confident, Joey, that you'll beat us? I mean, he didn't
I'm confident we'll win, but I can't see it being like it used to be. You know, last 3 or 4 times you come to Anfield, you've taken a bit of a beating, 3, 4, and 5 sort of score lines. I can't see it being anyway like that, but I still think we'll win.
Be 2 or 3, surely.
I think we could get 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal nick 2, maybe even I think this could be a bigger scoreline than what we were expecting today with the Arsenal Liverpool game. I reckon it could be like a 4-3 or something crazy.
Well, you know you're going to have to pick us apart. You know that's how we're going to play.
100%. We have to 100% stop Aubameyang. If we don't stop Aubameyang, you probably will score.
Yeah.
I think we will anyway. I think we'll get goals against Liverpool. I think we beat your last 2 occasions. I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because it's a completely different game. When we played West Ham, I can't base this performance yesterday and say, well, if we play like that against Liverpool, we're going to get beat, because we won't. We'll set up completely differently against you.
100%.
And that suits us. Arteta's really cracked that. He's got a good style of play when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to pick a scoreline, Joey. I'm not going to do it because I have no idea.
I won't pick a scoreline, but I'm confident we'll win.
No, you have to, Ken. It's your duty.
You've got to pick one, Ken. You made us pick one.
10-0 Arsenal.
Oh, that's realistic. Well done.
I don't know.
What are the odds on that one?
Fuck me, I bet they're ridiculous.
My head would say that Liverpool will win that game, especially. I'd say Liverpool 2-1. Yeah, I'll go with that.
I think we'll win a goal. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think they'll try and
cancel each other out.
Yeah, I think Arteta's good with his tactics, and I think he'll try and nullify it till half-time, and then maybe pinch a goal with Willian and Saka, on the wings, Pepe. He'll try and pinch that goal maybe after 60, 70 minutes. You do well to keep Liverpool quiet till 60, 70 minutes. Though.
That's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing. We could show up if we like, but eventually, if it takes once, and Salah or Mane, they're going to break through, aren't they?
I think the scorers are more likely to be someone like a Van Dijk from a corner or something, because you are going to sit deep. And, your Manes and Salahs, they need that space in behind to get the shots away and stuff. So, yeah, I think it could be someone like a Van Dijk or like a long-range shot from like a Fabinho or maybe even a Thiago if he starts or something like that.
Yeah, we'll have Bellerin marking him from a corner. You watch.
How was
Kenny,
how was Gabriel yesterday? How was Gabriel, the centre-back? How did Gabriel play?
He got man of the match, didn't he?
Did he?
He got man of the match, yeah.
What a game!
I'm intrigued to watch him because it's annoying that, probably perfect what we need.
So, Kevin, the handball that...
Yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal was exactly the same, but didn't get given. And it was that new player at the back.
It was like identical, to be fair.
Identical, Kevin.
If anything, it was the worst of the three. If anything, it was the worst of the three. I don't think the other two should have been penalties, whereas Gabriel was like fucking.
None of them ran balls. None of them.
Yeah.
Well, the top one today. Oh yeah, Danny Ings won.
Leicester go top of the league, boys.
Yeah, 4-2.
What score?
4-2 full time.
How many did Vardy get?
I think he might have got the last one. I think.
He's in my
Any Arsenal looking at signing anyone else or?
Central midfielders. That's all I see us linked with, and I'm happy about that because that's where we need to fucking strengthen. But
what's the names, Kenny? What names have been banded around?
Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid, proper old school holding midfielder, which would be nice. Nice, strong, quick. He's technically good as well. And Houssem Aouar from Lyon.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard of him.
Creative central midfielder. I mean, there's talk that we're going to try and get them both, but it's going to cost us 100 million to get them both. And I'll just selling Martinez for 16 million ain't going to cut it. So we've got a lot of players we need to ship out first before we start talking about that. But
I look at that and I think I would have, out of them two, I'd probably know more of Partey and have seen him play more. And he is a strong, I hate to use the comparison because he's nowhere near as good as him, but like Patrick Vieira-esque, do you know what I mean? He's quite leggy, he gets about, challenges in and out. And like you say, he's technically good. But if Atletico are willing to let him go...
Well, he's got a buyout clause. They don't want him to go, but he's got a buyout clause.
I was going to say...
Every player in Spain has a buyout clause.
Yeah.
I think listen, we better run it's going to stop recording in a minute, boys.
Yeah.
So at least let's do our goodbyes and then we can carry on, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
sounds good.
Nice one. I'll see you all again next week then, yeah?
All right, good then, boys.
Yeah.
Guys.
See you later, boys.
Then
Up Spurs, Bale.